Trust is not built in the boardroom, trust is built in the counters where customers interact. Though we are digital first and we have a lot of digital products, but we should not lose the human form. We should not lose the human touch. The mentality from how do I handle this transaction has changed to how can I make this customer's financial journey a success. It's always a pleasure working in developing economies because there is so much to do, and you get a lot of job satisfaction when you work in places like PNG where banking is still developing and there is a lot of work that needs to be done. In terms of when I came here, the market was quite mature as far as card payments were concerned, but mobile payments was yet to pick up. So in terms of our digital strategy, we have gone mobile first, and we have been able to launch our wallet UmiPay, which allows mobile-based payments. So I'll say that's one thing that we noticed and we work towards that, and we have it in the market currently. Alright, so see, TISA has undergone a major transformation from a savings and loan to a fully commercial bank, and if I say as CIO on the technology side, we have built things from scratch, a new data center, building infrastructure from scratch, bringing new solutions in. And not only that, the mindset of the people underwent a lot of change. They were trained on different solutions. So the app name, as per me, will be Mission Transformation. Yeah, so TISA has been a 50-plus-year-old company in the market in the country, and we have always worked with the people. It has been a company for the masses, and I think if TISA walks into a room of customers, the first thing that it will carry is trust and simplicity. And now that we are a bank, it is important for us that we also carry clarity in our products, because banking products are more complex and complicated than a savings and loan. But at the same time, we don't want to be intimidating to the customers in terms of what we offer. We still want to work with customers who may not have seen multiple banking products. We want to make it simple, and we want them to be onboarded with clarity. True, and TISA as a brand has been trustworthy for over 50 years, and it's our responsibility to maintain that trust with our customers. So in terms of approaching from a savings and loan to a banking setup, the first thing is clarity in what we do. So the banking products and services that we are going to offer has to be simple and clear for our customers. Secondly is the consistency. Consistency in terms of solutions, their functioning, and also various service charges or other things that we have as part of banking setup. It has to be consistent across. And third and most important thing is, though we are a tech-savvy and digital-first bank, the human touch still remains pertinent in this country. People still want to interact with humans to be able to understand, to be able to convey their requirements. Though we are digital, we will not lose our human touch, and that is where in all our products and services, if you see, we have launched various chatbots, various digital-first solutions, but our solutions allow customer to connect to an agent still. So we have web chat which works on a website, but you can actually connect to an agent using that service. So we have not lost that human touch in our services. Even our WhatsApp banking, we have an option to talk to an agent. You can do your transactions on a self-service mode, but then if you face any difficulties, if you want help, there is a real man sitting behind who can help you out. So that's also very important. So when I said agent, it was a physical agent, our own contact center agent who will be sitting there. But we are working with voice bots who can replicate natural language. We can talk to you in natural language, and they can actually do everything that a normal person will do. But there again, if there is something which the bot cannot answer, there is always an option for him to connect to a real person at the back end who can then take on the conversation from there and fulfill your requirements. Yes, sir. So as I said, it was a major transformation for us from a savings and loan to a bank. See, savings and loan environment is a bit different, where people want their money to be with you safe, they want their money to grow, and there's a sense of familiarity in savings and loan, because the people who transact with you are not your customers, they are your members. They are the shareholders of the company. So there is a sense of familiarity when you talk about savings and loan, which is not there in a banking environment. From a situation where they wanted to keep their money safe and watch it grow, now they are expecting speed, they are expecting service, they are expecting digital solutions, they are expecting complex products. So it's not about now keeping my money safe and making it grow, it's about living a new financial lifestyle for that matter. So we have to help the customers now go through their financial journeys, help them across various requirements that they have in terms of deposit, in terms of loans, in terms of solutions. So it's not just limited to safekeeping of money, it's also about letting them live that financial life that they want to have. It's exactly, so the tension is very much available in the market. Now the customer requirements have changed. They want speed, they want service, and they want digital. They want reliable products which can do continuous repeated digital transactions for them with consistency. But at the same time, they also expect, in situations where something goes wrong, to be able to find someone who can help them out. See, a lot of these customers are first-time users of our products. As you said, PNG is still 80% unbanked, so many of these customers come to the bank for the first time in their life. So when they use the products, though they expect a level of service, it is also possible that they might face issues in using those products. It's a balancing act, though we want to give them the digital transactions for their everyday repeated banking services, but when it matters, they need to be able to connect to a human form also. So this balance has to be maintained, and that's how we have done. We have kept our doors open or our channels open to interact with real people whenever things go wrong. Yeah, I'll quote an example when we went live with our banking services for TISA Bank. See, our strategy was to have a centralized banking environment. Our focus was shifting transactions from bank to a centralized processing unit and let the branches act as sales centers for getting business, and that's how it works globally. But every market is a bit different, and when we went live with that strategy, it didn't go very well. There were issues in terms of maintaining the TATs for customers. And then we had to rethink the strategy, and we had to see what services can still be decentralized and what should come to the back office for processing. So that balance had to be maintained during that period, and we did that, and it's successful. Yeah, as I said, it's a balance that you need to maintain. So now, while the customers, when they come to a bank, their expectation is to have convenience, to have digital, to have speed, to have accuracy, to have consistency among the products. There will be situations where they need actual human intervention and they need to discuss their requirements with somebody. So we have actually built the journeys of our customers in a three-layered way, if I may. So we have fully digital self-service channels where customers can just interact with the system and do their transactions. This is for those who are ready for that. And then we have digitally assisted channels where, like our agency banking, our agents who work in fields and do transactions for the customer, where technology, though, is doing those transactions, but still there is a human interface available for the customers to interact. So these are digitally assisted channels for those who are still learning. And then finally, there are those who still want to go to a branch and interact and convey their financial requirements and get suggestions from our front office staff, and then they can start their journeys. So we have all the three layers. The key thing is the journey across these layers should be seamless. and it should be stitched together in a way that it doesn't create friction when customer is interacting across all these three layers of services. Yeah, so the human change, as I said, when we did this transformation, the mindset had to change from a savings and loan to a banking environment. And now when I see our front office staff, one major change is the confidence now they have when they interact with the customers. So they have built that confidence over time, they have learned the products and services, and now when they talk to a customer, they don't think the mentality from how do I handle this transaction has changed to how can I make this customer's financial journey a success. So it's not just about doing that transaction for that customer, it's about understanding his needs, his entire financial journey, cross-selling the products wherever required, and then making him succeed, basically, making the customer succeed for his, in his financial journey. That's one major change that has happened now. We can take examples of our branch staff, our front office staff, who are actually now interacting with customers, explaining them the different products and services. And especially recently we launched our Visa card, Visa debit card, and for them to make the customer understand how it works, what are its capabilities, it can do online transactions and stuff like that. So all that has to be percolated across customers using our front office staff. So that's where it makes a difference now. So especially in a market like PNG, the trust for a bank is of paramount importance, and trust is not built in the boardroom, trust is built in the counters, where customers interact. So we have to make sure that all the touch points for the customers provide them seamless experience, and there's a consistency across all those touch points. Though we are digital first and we have a lot of digital products, we are the first bank to launch voice banking in the country. But at the same time, we should not lose the human form. We should not lose the human touch behind, the banking services that we carry. So my message will be to definitely be digital first, provide those services, but make sure when moments require, you have a human form or human touch available to assist the customer. Yeah, so as I mentioned, trust is very important for a bank, and especially in a place like PNG. What I feel is trust is not earned in the boardroom. Trust is earned on the counters which face the customers. So when the customers enter our branches today, a lot of them are first-time banking users who have never interacted in a banking environment. So it is important for us to be able to understand their needs and requirements, to give them clarity, to make our pitch very simple to them, and to make them feel visible. That is quite important. So in terms of, one thing that I will like to convey to the leaders, the business leaders as well as tech leaders in PNG specifically, don't let your digital transformation outpace your human touch. That remains very important and pertinent in this country.